What is going on, all you card fondlers? This is the last card rummage video, at least for now. This will be part 4 of 4. I'm going to not be lazy in this video. I'm going to turn it around, and that way you kind of showcase the cards. You know, that's why everyone's here, is to see cards. So should show the cards off a little bit better, and hopefully the glare and lighting won't be as bad once I turn it around. So I hope y'all enjoy it. I've been enjoying looking at the cards. Been really enjoying y'all's comments. It's really nice. A lot of nice comments, and people have a lot of pleasant things to say, and I appreciate it. So let's turn it around and get this video done. Okay, let's get to it. Hopefully the lighting and the viewing and all that jazz is a little bit more enjoyable in this video than the past 3. So first is this 2004 Topps Chrome Phillip Rivers rookie refractor. Yeah, there you can see my ugly mug. But I'm trying to showcase, there we go, a good look at that autograph. Thing is gorgeous. I actually got this TTM for, I don't know, about a 6-month period years ago. He was very reliable, man, TTM. His home address was out and about, and he would sign your cards, and he signed them very nicely. And so that was this. At the time, I just didn't have the gusto to send a rookie refractor, which is kind of a shame looking back on it, because I probably would have gotten it back. But we do have this Chrome rookie nonetheless, and I do think he will get in the Hall of Fame one day. So good card to have. I do have an unsigned rookie refractor of Phillip Rivers, just waiting on a paid signing. And I obtained this around the same time, a Fleer tradition. You also have Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger are in the same set. Dave Robinson. I actually got 2 of this one. Kind of a fun fact with Dave Robinson is he's been a really good TTMer for decades, and he still is right now. And if you followed my channel, you know I've been working NFL player era Hall of Fame autographs for, shit, man, a couple years now. Actually, more than a couple years, probably 6-7 years by now. And I didn't know he signed TTM. And then one year at the National, I went and he was there signing, and so I got him on a card. I paid because I didn't think he TTM'd, and it wasn't until like a month or 2 after that I found out not only does he sign his fan mail, but he signs it really fast, and he doesn't really require much of a donation. So, oh well. And at the time, it was so last minute, I remember that I found out he was signing at the show. I mean, I forget the year, but it was some Washington Redskin card, because he played on the Redskins after he played for the Packers. So that's my Dave Robinson story. Next, these are in somewhat alphabetical order. Next, this is kind of a funny deal. This is from Hall of Famer Johnny Robinson. He signed my cards one day and sent me back this. It says, "Dear Unruh, thanks for your service. Your friend, Johnny Robinson. Let me know when you receive this package." So I just thought it would be cool. You know, the ink bled through. I just thought it would be cool to put this in a slab. So, and for me, honestly, I freaking love it. I think it's so cool and unique. And you will see another one of these in this video. I had another Hall of Famer write me a Post-it note, and I was able to cut it down where PSA could put it in a card slab. And here is Johnny Robinson's rookie, this 1961 Topps. And man, it just, as straight eye appeal goes, I love this freaking card. I love the colors. That blue just pops. Johnny Robinson is pleasant to look at. You know, he's not some ogre. He's a good looking fella. Awesome colors. I mean, this is a football card, man. This is so awesome. And then I'm doing all that. I didn't even notice the PSA. God dang, we got a gnat in our video, or a fly. I didn't even notice the PSA DNA 10 on the autograph. So this is a super cool one. He ended up getting in the Hall of Fame via the senior committee. So, and then another Johnny Robinson rookie. This is the Fleer. This card, I had owned this card twice. Not signed, but I had owned it unsigned twice. During the pandemic, I ended up selling off a ton of my cards at the time. And, man, I bought so many rookie refractors of the quarterbacks. And at the time, I had a Patrick Mahomes Prism rookie. And I just had a grip of them. And then I kind of got lazy. Like, these dudes weren't doing signings. I mean, it was freaking the pandemic, for God's sake. They weren't doing signings, and I had all of this money tied up in all these cards, and so I sold them all. And one was to include the Aaron Rodgers. So I bought this card about 2 years ago, and he did a paid signing. And man, dude, like this dude, if I had any patience, I wouldn't have paid to get it signed, because I'm wanting to say I paid like $400 or possibly even $500 to get this signed. But I had the money at the time, and I just thought it would be super cool. And this card, I mean, look at it. It is freaking gorgeous. Super cool. Here's kind of the card I was telling you about with the Phillip Rivers in that 04 Fleer Tradition set. Here's the Ben Roethlisberger. If you were in the community about 7-8 years ago, you could have got him TTM. He was signing pretty good there for a little stint. A lot of these guys, and I kind of say this about all players, except for maybe the top 1%ers. You know, if you catch them at the right time of their career, a lot of them will sign. The problem is they get so bombarded during that window, they stop signing. So I was able to get this and a couple more at the time. Really nice. And here is another one of a guy that had a small window where he was signing, and we got this Matt Ryan rookie refractor. Didn't necessarily end his career, you know, on a high note, but man, at one time, this guy was just such an elite quarterback. He has some really nice numbers. Really nice numbers. I don't necessarily know or have really an opinion on if he'll get in the Hall of Fame. If I had to bet, I'd probably say no. But he has some sneaky quarterback numbers, I could tell you that. This was a purchase. I'm wanting to say I bought this raw. And it's kind of one of those deals. I don't ever recommend people buying autographs raw or unauthenticated unless you know what you're doing. If you know what certain autographs look like and you have a feel for that, then, I mean, there's definitely money to be made out there, because a lot of people are going to pass on those items. So I ended up buying this raw on sportscollectors.net. And this isn't, you know, the cheapest card. I want to say I paid like $20 for it. It was about a $100 card, slabbed up and authenticated. And one more thing, I always kind of just rambling here. So Steve Sable, his dad Ed Sable, is the creator of NFL Films, and so you can see NFL Films there. He kind of went down that same route, and he's a football Hall of Famer. Charlie Sanders. My Charlie Sanders story is, oh man, in like 98, maybe 99, at the time I was diehard Houston Astros fan. They were playing in the Astrodome. To be honest with you, at the time I didn't even like football. My dad would watch football on Sundays, and I would always be like in the other room. Wasn't a big football guy. But I bought the VIP pass for a show here in Houston. And with that pass was a free Charlie Sanders ticket. And I didn't know who the hell he was. I knew at the time he was a newly inducted Football Hall of Famer. And so it wasn't until many, many years later that I got hot and heavy into football and collecting, you know, the stuff that you've seen on my channel for years, that I was like, damn. Like, if I would have known then what I knew now, like, man, I could have got him on a rookie card with a Hall of Fame inscription and blah, blah, blah. So all of my Charlie Sanders autographs in my collection, card-wise, I had to buy, you know, secondhand. I think I chose to get a mini helmet that day, and I sold it like a couple years later. Next is Mr. Joe Schmidt. This 1956 Topps. It's just gorgeous, man. I really like the colors and, you know, the simplicity of the solid background. You see the one on the left. This is why I have two of this particular card. As you see, the one on the left has the PSA DNA 10, Perfect 10 autograph. And then the one on the right has 3 inscriptions. So I'm kind of a inscription snob. I love all my Hall of Fame autographs to have 3 inscriptions if possible. And so that's why I have that. So if I were to get rid of one of these, which I probably will, it would be the one on the left, just because, I don't know, you just don't see athletes inscribing a ton of items or a ton of stuff on cards. Next is Shannon Sharpe. Man, this dude was extremely difficult autograph to get for a long time. Didn't do a lot of signings, and he still doesn't. Doesn't do TTM. As far as best of my knowledge, he never did. Very tough autograph. And when I was in Virginia Beach, it came out that he was going to be doing a private signing, which just never comes up. And you had to strike while the iron was hot. And I'm glad I did, because I haven't seen him do another signing since. And his rookie card can be had dirt cheap. You know, I think these are about $2, $1.50. So, really happy to have that. And the PSA 10 autograph, which is kind of special on this particular card, because if you know about these action pack, you know they're kind of ribbed for your pleasure. The player is kind of protruding off the card, so it's not exactly a smooth surface like a lot of cards are. So yeah, 10 is not necessarily the easiest. Next, we got 2 of this 1962 Fleer Billy Shaw rookies. Honestly, the only reason I have 2 is because these damn cards are so expensive. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, and this is a rookie card, and Hall of Fame rookie cards are normally not cheap. But man, for a freaking fat guy, it's what I call the dudes on the O-line and D-line, not cheap. I'm wanting to say I paid, you know, $80 to $100 for each one of these raw. And this one, I just noticed this last night. I kind of looked through these before I made the video. I didn't notice that before. Man, this thing has a hell of a crease in it. But 8-time AFL All-Star. It's really nice. 2 Billy Shaw rookie cards. He's still an active TTMer. Signs his mail very well. I don't think he requires any donation. Art Shell. Ended up getting this at a paid signing. I mailed it in. There's really nothing really to tell here. Happy it has the 10 on the autograph on this little bitty baby signature. O.J. Simpson. This guy, I don't want to go too much into like details, but he does sign, and it's like some back alley shit, man. Like, you have to know a guy that knows him, and he does a signing, you know, every once a year, twice a year, and it's not publicized because I believe, you know, what's that family's name? Was it the Goldmans? I'm wanting to say. I probably have that wrong. If I do, I apologize. But he has to pay them just an ass ton of money. And I think he kind of vowed to never pay that shit. So all of his stuff's always under the table and all that. But nonetheless, still NFL Hall of Fame rookie card. Happy to have in the collection. But it would be very difficult to get his player era run. Unless you just happen to have all the cards when they announce the signing. Jackie Slater. One thing kind of funny about Jackie Slater, I think I was having a discussion with Canadian Cards a couple years back. And we were talking about Jackie Slater. And he said he was in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, no, he's not. And he said, yes, he is. And no, he's not. And if you know Mike, he's real thick-headed. And I'm real thick-headed. Meaning I always think I'm right. He always thinks he's right. And we were having this argument. And you know what it was? I apologize. It wasn't if he was in the Hall of Fame or not. I thought he passed away. And he was like, no, he hadn't passed away. And I'm like, no, I think he did. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. And needless to say, I ate crow on that conversation because Jackie Slater, best of my knowledge, is still alive and well and kicking it. So happy for that. But happy to have this card in the collection. Just random. This is just slabs and autographs that I own. So we're in the S's. So you have the Sergeant Slaughter Monty Gum. Bruce Smith. For a defensive guy, like, you would be really shocked at how expensive he is at paid signings. I guess in today's landscape, maybe you wouldn't be shocked, but he is not cheap, man. He is, to obtain his autograph in person, he's expensive. Shout out to Triple Crown 24. I talk to him a couple times a week, and he's, you know, we talk shop, and he loves Matt Stafford. I mean, I understand he was with his Lions for a long time, and he always talks about him being a future Hall of Famer, and I have to agree with him. I think Matt Stafford will definitely, I don't want to say definitely, but I think he will be in the Hall of Fame. He has some huge numbers. Insanely high passing yards and so on and so forth. And that's probably because he was with the Lions for so long, and they were awful and always playing from behind, meaning he always had to pass the ball. But once again, like so many of these other guys that I obtained, he signed for years ago at a very small window. And at the time, I was just tickled to death that I had at least a rookie card. Yeah, that's how I got that one. John Stallworth doesn't do hardly any signings. I obtained this one a couple years back. There was a guy, I think it might have been in the NFL TTM Collectors Group, that said he was like installing windows or installing an AC unit, or he was doing some kind of home repair to John Stallworth's house. And they got to striking up a conversation, and he asked Mr. Stallworth, hey, you know, if I came back with a couple cards, would you mind signing some? And he was like, oh yeah, sure, man, no problem. And so I was lucky enough that the guy reached out to me and told me his story and was like, did you want something signed? And I was like, hell yeah, man. And so he just happened to have an extra rookie card, and that's all he charged me for, was just the unsigned rookie card. And that is how I got this John Stallworth rookie. And it has the PSA DNA 9 on the autograph. And that is because you can see here the autograph goes off card. If the autograph runs off the card, it's automatically going to be, at a minimum, a 9. Another Monty Gum, Ricky Steamboat. I think I got this TTM years ago. And this, kind of like, I mean, this is almost carbon copy of the Shannon Sharpe story. Michael Strahan does not do a lot of signings. Best of my knowledge, never did what's it called? Never did sign his mail. And so there's a guy named Jeremy that wrote me a couple years back and said, hey, I'm going to be doing a signing with Strahan. And it was really expensive for, you know, a fat guy. And I remember at the time, I didn't have it, man. I just didn't have the money. And so the signing came and went, and like a couple months went by, and in Jeremy's eBay, I seen he had this card right here, slabbed up, authenticated, ready to rock. And he and I ended up making an off eBay transaction for this beaut. Mike Stratton, here's another guy that, you know, I firmly believe will be in the Hall of Fame one day. He passed away a couple years ago, but both of these are gorgeous. I mean, really the only difference is one's in blue and one's in black, but they both have the 2-time AFL champs, both have the 6-time All-Star. So really cool, man. I love this 53 design. I don't know, I just like vintage cards, really, in all sports. They're just so damn simple, man. You know, nowadays they try to do all this fancy stuff, and I think it just takes away from the card. This one was for sale in a group that I'm in on Facebook, and a friend of mine named Steve was selling it, and I just remember thinking, like, holy crap, I felt it was so damn cheap. It was $20 or less, and it was a rookie refractor, and I'm like, give me that freaking card, dude. And I just couldn't believe that no one else took this, you know. I got money that says future Hall of Famer right here. Hadn't done any signings that I'm aware of. Never signed his fan mail. So really tough card to get. Next is Paul Tagliabue. He was inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a commissioner. It's got the really nice Hall of Fame inscription. Signed his TTMs, at least did, for a couple years. So I'm pretty sure he probably still does, unless health reasons has stopped him. But really cool. Look at that beaut. 1962 Topps. Fran Tarkenton rookie in blue. Man, these cards, I've had probably 6 or 7 Fran Tarkenton signed rookies through the years. And these 62 Topps are just so unforgiving with that thick black border. And they just show every single blemish. But I think this is probably one of the better ones I've had. And it has some centering issues, but overall eye appeal is just gorgeous. You can get him TTM. Actually, even right now, he is not cheap. I think the cheapest I've ever seen anyone get him TTM is $40. And I've actually seen him turn away people with $40. But $50, as silly as it sounds, just $10 more will get the job done. I've probably gotten them 10, 12 times through the years. And to include a player era project, which I sent $50 per card. And I've got his autograph every time I've sent $50. And it doesn't matter if it's a rookie or whatever. Joe Thomas. I ended up getting this before he was inducted in the Hall of Fame on this white refractor. Just doing some Hall of Fame prospecting, if you will. And then just a couple short years later, boom, he got the call to the Hall. We got one last stack right here, and then that will be the end of our Rummage videos. Zach Thomas, he has signed his mail pretty frequently for me. And I don't mean like as in like Garrett Unruh specifically, like I'm anyone special. But I think it's because I'm an active duty service member and I ship from a military address. He pretty much is automatic every time I've sent to him. And I've had other people send to him right after I've gotten one back and they got their stuff returned. But really happy to have this card. I thought I had this card, and maybe it's at PSA. I have a ton of stuff at PSA right now. But I thought I had this same card in the refractor version. But nonetheless, nice Hall of Fame rookie card of Zach Thomas. Mick Tingloff, he passed away, I think, last year. But he was a great TTMer there for a bit, and this is his rookie card. I bought a collection last year before deployment, and this card was in that collection, slabbed up and everything. So really, no LT story on how I obtained it or anything, but that's it. Turns out gorgeous. This card is so nice. I would love to have the rookie refractor or black refractor sign. That would be freaking huge, man. This LT I got at a GTSM show in Chantilly, Virginia years ago, and that was the first time I ever got a card signed with black paint pen. Excuse me, with a paint pen. Obviously, that's not black. And man alive, was I happy. Came back with the 10 on the autograph. And once again, it's not the Topps refractor that I just talked about. It's the Bowman refractor, and there's a huge difference in pricing. But man, I love refractors. They just are gorgeous. Charlie Trippy. And this dude signed his fan mail forever. This guy, you could tell, really, really appreciated his fans. And just super happy to have 2 of these. I'll end up selling one of them and keeping the other one. Brian Urlacher. He's another guy that, for some reason, I've had really good luck TTMing him through the years. He inscribed Bear Down on this rookie card. That's how I got this beaut. Here's the other post-it note that I told you about. This one's from Paul Warfield. But I was able to cut it down and fit it right into this little booger. We have a couple Paul Warfield rookies. You see the one on the right is dual graded. I didn't think I ever purchased a Paul Warfield signed rookie card. I thought I've got them all myself via TTM. Because I don't think I would dual grade. I just don't remember dual grading anything through the years. But I also don't remember purchasing this card either, so I don't really know how I got the one on the right. The one on the left, could bet your bottom dollar that was a TTM. And man, he's wrote me some funny freaking letters through the years back from TTM request, and he's even emailed me twice. And he's a bird of a different color, man. He's a little different in some of his writings. He's pretty funny. J.J. Watt, rookie refractor. I don't know how I got this. But, you know, J.J. hasn't done any signings in years and years. And I hate that this freaking rookie card is horizontal. And I hate that he's in an NFL Combine uniform. But happy I have the rookie refractor. Next, Dave Wilcox with the Intimidator inscription and the 10 on the autograph. Aeneas Williams, amazing TTMer, has signed his TTM has signed his fan mails for a long time, and he's hit or miss on. Sometimes he personalizes it, sometimes he doesn't, but this is his rookie card. Kellen Winslow, he's been on and off signing his fan mail through the years. Literally, one year you might be able to get him 50 times if you wanted, you know, with the donation. And then he may not sign for the next 2 years. And then, you know, boom, the switch turns back on and he starts signing again. So you kind of have to strike while the iron's hot. And I think it's hot right now if you wanted to get him with a donation. Jason Witten, I got this TTM years ago. And I'm pretty sure I had to use some kind of backwood shady trick to get it. But I don't remember how I obtained it. But I do know it was TTM. This next guy, I can never pronounce his name. This was a purchase. Man, look at that thing. 1955 Topps All-American. Just a gorgeous card. Yeah, it was definitely a purchase. We're almost done. Rod Woodson. He's another guy, once again, that isn't really known for signing his TTMs, but I've had good luck getting him a couple times through the years. So, and then the last one, Gary Zimmerman. This is his 1987 Topps rookie card. Man, I got him 2 times within, 6 months, about 5 years ago. And, I mean, this dude has stopped. His autograph is not super expensive at all, but man, it is tough to get. And if you look on eBay, there is not a whole lot of his signed rookie cards out there. And the ones that are out there do not look like this. I can tell you that. They are not as gorgeous as this one. So, I don't necessarily want to say it's a rare card, but on most days, you can't just go out and get yourself a nice Gary Zimmerman signed rookie card. And damn sure you're not going to get it looking like that. So that's the last Rummage video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. That was cool, man. 4 videos. I'm sorry that the last 2 have been so damn long. I really didn't think this video was going to be that long, but it is what it is. Once again, hope y'all enjoyed it. I appreciate the likes, comments, the subscriptions or subscriptions. Well, I know it's not subscriptions, okay? But I appreciate anything that y'all do for my channel. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, adios, be safe, bye-bye. Doodles.